Also, you'll notice this is a fairly tight pattern.
Yeah.
You are shooting with 3/4 and full, or 3/4 plus chucks, and that is very, very tight. There's no reason why you can't go on from here to county shooting to international shooting. Who knows, 3 or 4 years' time, you might be standing here with an England badge on. You're the person who's pulling the trigger, you're the person who's responsible for the gun, for the safety, your own enjoyment. For a right-handed shooter, you take a nice comfortable position like that with a straight line across your heels. Now the gun point position, you want to point the gun just over the top of the trap house and just right-handed of centre, the number 3 peg.
Pushing forward into my sporting stance.
Yes, you don't want to be over forward, but just so your weighted biased over this leg. Let your eye take the gun through it, come out through the target.
Oh! Rushing in too much, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liam, when we spoke on the telephone, you said to me that you'd like to have a lesson in down the line shooting. Could I perhaps ask you how much shooting you've done up to now?
I've done about 4 years of sporting shooting, and solely that. One of the advantages of moving to this area, it's brought me within reach of your school here, and I know I've got all the disciplines available to me to try. The first one I thought I'd have a go at was down the line, and you were an obvious person to come and talk to about that.
What really made you sort of want to have a lesson in down the line?
Well, it's the only other discipline apart from sporting I've had a chance to watch. Down at the River Severn, there's another club down there that specialises in DTL, and I've had one chance to watch one session there. And I thought it's probably about the best way to introduce myself to other trap disciplines. I'd like to do OT in the end, but I felt that DTL was a good way to start.
Yeah, that's a good, ideal way to start. It's an ideal way to teach you gun control, to teach you how to concentrate, and absolutely going through. You wouldn't be able to start trap shooting with a better discipline than down the line.
Fair enough. Right. It's readily available in this country as well?
Yes, it is.
Proportionally?
Yes, it is. It is the sort of second biggest discipline that the Clay Prison Shooting Association have in their averages book.
Right.
It's the second biggest one. There's plenty of places you can shoot down the line, and you will certainly be starting in the right way.
Is that because it's a more economical game to start off from a provision point of view, from a trap point of view?
Yes, it is.
Right.
When you actually put in a down the line layout with the one trap, and the move in there is not so expensive as putting in an Olympic trap layout, which you've sort of seen out the front of the clubhouse there.
Yeah.
You do need a quite specialist gun to get the best out of your trap shooting, but what gun have you actually got to
I've
start
got
with?
the gun that I've used all the time has been a Browning 325, grade 1 multi-choke. It's a 28-incher, and it's a virtually straight gun because I'm a left-hander. What I've done, I'm not really a believer in multi-chokes, what I've done is I've smacked in, rarely for me, the 2 tightest chokes on the gun and brought that up today.
The gun you've got is not the ideal gun for shooting down the line, but you can shoot down the line with a sporting gun, with the chokes that you put in, would be something similar, but if you took it up seriously, you'd probably almost certainly want to have a trap gun to shoot with. But let's have a look at your gun before we actually start. See what your gun is. I've also got a trap gun that we perhaps, and I can show the difference between a sporting gun and a trap gun if we pop both and go and get our guns.
Okay.
Okay?
Lead
Let's
on.
pop out and see what we can get them then.
This is the gun I've learned to trust over the last 4 years, Ian. If I want to take my shooting seriously and I'm out to really try and hit everything, this is the one that I pull from the cupboard. Why do you suggest, if I want to do trap shooting today, I try one of the school guns, which is different from this?
With a trap gun, it has got various points which you will find advantage for shooting trap shooting with. The main thing with a trap gun is that you have a ventilated pad onto the end, and it's shaped to fit into the shoulder there.
Right.
It's just onto the end, and also being a ventilated pad will help to take some of the recoil away. It has a slightly higher comb than what you have on your own gun, and it has a parallel comb. The comb is just very slightly higher. We'll shoot a little bit higher than that gun, but the one thing I would say to you is when we do go out to shoot with it, don't try to shoot consciously different than the sight picture you see with that gun.
Right.
This has it built in, so you don't have to worry about it to shooting slightly higher. The target going away from us, you want to be able to see the target all the time.
So I'm looking for the same muzzle picture in effect.
It's exactly
with
the
this
same
other
sight
gun.
picture, and when we get out to shoot, don't try and shoot anything different whatsoever. When we get out on side, when I'm actually watching you breaking them clays, I can actually adjust the picture if need be. But the most common mistake novices make was when they first try with the trap gun, is they try to shoot differently and shoot underneath the target and start measuring it off and looking at the bead. It makes it all go wrong from the word go.
Right.
The idea of the parallel comb is when the gun is actually up into your shoulder, no matter where your head comes, you will see the same sight picture. On that's got a slanting comb there, so it's slightly different. Let me just explain that. I'll close the gun up. The gun's into my shoulder there, and I'm comfortably down there. I'm looking through here, and I've just got the two beads sitting underneath each other. I move my head back to there, I've got exactly the same sight picture. I know when it won't for me, but if I make a mistake, but it does, the same as I push my head forward to there, I've still got the same sight picture. So everything will be exactly the same with a straight parallel comb from there. Also on a trap gun, normally, in most people's gun, to have a slightly bigger forend. This is the bigger, fatter forend there. For a trap gun, we have a 13mm rib, which is the same as your own. And on rib sizes, perhaps I should say, it's very much a matter of personal preferences for rib sizes.
It's something I must say I've never even considered, was the rib size on this one. This gun was picked because it was so straight for me being a left-hander.
Yeah, absolutely. And on rib sizes, it's what suits you and what you've got the most confidence in. And that happens so many times in shooting. Perhaps I should say that should come down to the cartridges. Again, that's all down to the confidence that you've got in the cartridge itself. And so much of shooting, and I'm sure you've already found this out, but do keep confidence. What is right for you, not what anybody else says, what is right for you does make a lot of belief. Also, with the trap gun, this particular one is a 30-inch barrel trap gun. You can get 30-inch and 32-inch, the most popular ones now. Quite a lot of people are using 32-inch guns. The advantage of a 32-inch gun, it's very slightly longer, so it's more pointable in some people's hands. And I stress again, what is right for you, 30, 32, what you get used to at the end of the day.
Does that boil down to weight as well?
Weight and balance. Weight and balance comes into that. It makes it more pointable than that would be being a 28-inch gun. The chokes on this particular gun are 3/4 and full, which tends to be the norm. For down-the-line shooting, if you were taken up down-the-line shooting very seriously, you probably would end up with probably slightly something a little bit more open chokes than that. Half choke, even a lot of down-the-line shooters do shoot with quarter choke.
Why? Is that because they're picking up the birds earlier as they get better at the discipline?
Yeah, that is correct. So there's a little bit more advantageous spread in using a gun with quarter or half chokes. And again, leaving it full. Some people even come down to 3/4 in the top barrel for down.
But for novices like myself, a tighter choke then will give me a better pattern at a greater range.
To a certain extent. You've got to get the balance right between the two. And again, with chokes, and I keep stressing, you use the chokes what you believe is right for you. Once you get the confidence in that particular choke, stay with it. Don't keep changing. I cannot emphasise that enough. From here at the shooting grounds, we find people coming along with all different ideas that friends have told them this is better, that is better. It's better for that individual. So I stress again.
Fair enough. I've had skeet in this for 3 years now. I take them out to clean them, but I've shot pheasant at 50 yards high with skeet. I never change it, I must admit. Whether I should do is a different matter, but that's how I've got used to shooting this particular weapon. So.
And I ask you again, that's probably because you've got confidence.
I'm confident with this one.
And that's hence what we're actually talking about on that.
Okay.
What we need to do just before we do go outside, I would like to just check you for the fit of the gun inside here before we go out. Check everything there. You shoot left-handed, I understand?
Yes.
That's fine. We'll just check there, make sure it is down. This particular gun has a straight stock. It should fit you, but if we check that, after we've actually checked it for cast and for the height inside here, we'll go out to the pattern plate and let you shoot the gun on the pattern plate, because it's no good whatsoever going out and shooting with a gun when we don't know where it's shooting. Me as the coach, you as the pupil, we want to know where the gun is actually shooting, so we'll try that onto the pattern plate.
Okay.
I'll so perhaps we'll put yours down and we'll just try with this one. If I could just hand you this gun that way. We know the gun is empty, but I'm just going to get you to check that it is empty, and you're showing me it's empty once again. And what I'm going to ask you is to actually point the gun at me, and this would be the only time you ever point a gun at anybody. We've checked that it's empty, you've showed it to me. I'm just going to ask you to actually close the gun, just do it in your own normal way, perhaps just go back a pace if you would. I'm going to stand there, and in your own way, I'm putting my finger up in front of my eye, perhaps you'd just like to...
Nice and steady,
Yeah.
nice and slow.
Yeah, I see there you've got a little bit that you're closing your right eye, you're not quite certain what to do.
Not sure.
We'll work on that when we go outside.
Okay.
And also what you do is you cant the gun very badly to start with.
Right.
You can actually see, let's just break it a moment. That's fine. If you can just take up your normal stance where you were from there.
Right.
If I can get you to fold your arms across your front, and let me show you exactly where the gun should actually go into your shoulder socket. It obviously shouldn't go out onto the muscle here. It should come right into the socket, just comfortably down into there. If I place it into your shoulder, so it comes into there like so, just below the top of your shoulder there.
Yeah.
Now just hold the gun if you would. Is that nice and comfortable?
Yeah, it's totally on the
In fact,
muscle.
that is a little bit low. It really just wants to come up a little bit more. There's that better there?
Yep, got
and
that.
your head comes just down onto the stock, comfortably onto it.
Right.
Let me just check from this end. That's down. That is ideal. You're now looking right along the gun, the eye and your bead in exactly the right place.
All right, now I think when I've used the beads, really, I've tended to line that with that top bead. What you're saying is it should sit slightly underneath it.
Just sit slightly underneath it without
Yes.
being conscious of it. When we get outside to shoot,
Right.
that's one thing you must never do is look back at the gun.
Yes,
But just
indeed.
when you're mounting the gun in your shoulder, so subconsciously, that bead there sits into there. Not quite making a figure of 8, but
Right.
just sitting underneath it.
I'm
It
with you.
also tells you if you're canting the gun. If you actually cant the gun, I exaggerate it, you'll find this now.
It will not go in.
It's
That
there.
makes
So
sense.
it's got to be there.
Yeah,
Now you're tending to hold the gun a little bit far back. Push it out to there if you would. And nice and comfortable. there.
right.
Make certain
So we're looking
that's
at
much better.
there-ish.
So it's nice
How's
and
that?
flat there.
Okay. That's taking quite a conscious turn at the moment for
Yeah.
me.
It's
I
where...
probably tend to shoot at this angle.
Yep.
I'm having to push the gun over to do that.
What I may suggest, once I've actually seen you shoot with him, where you're fairly broad in the shoulder there, and the gun is fairly straight in the stock, you may need, as an ideal situation, to actually alter the gun for you.
Right.
And what we would need to do to get it to fit ideally is to actually cast the toe out that way to exaggerate it. So
Yes.
in effect, I'm allowing the gun to sit in your shoulder like that.
So the gun will then push itself round a little bit more as opposed to me needing
Correct.
to use my arms to do it. I'm with you.
And that's
Yeah.
what, if you were having the gun, once we go on a little bit more seriously, if you want
Right.
to take it up seriously, I would suggest having that done. But that's how you shoot. This is very early days before we
Yeah.
finally suggest that.
Let's watch the budget at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I suggest is that we do, we go outside of the pattern plate,
Right.
we have some shots at the pattern plate. I would imagine that the gun will shoot at 16 yards away. I'm going to pattern it to start with, and I've imagined the gun will shoot probably 3 to 4 inches high at that distance. But let's go
Right.
and see. I may be wrong. Let's see what happens, and then we take it from there.
After you.
Okay. On the pattern plate here, I just want to check the exact gun fit. And it's always surprised me that the more people, when they come to shoot, they don't actually go to a pattern plate. It is a fundamental desire. You must know exactly where your gun is actually shooting.
Okay.
And it's not any good just to fire one shot. We're going to fire a number of shots at the pattern plate, and we're going to take the average from those number of shots that we get.
And that gets us an analysis of where the gun's actually shooting.
That's correct.
Or either way, we're shooting the
Correct.
gun. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It tells me, as the gun fitter, exactly if the gun does fit you or what alterations, if need be, we need to make.
Would you expect to see this different if I came down here and shot with my 325
Yes, I would.
than I would with this one?
Yes.
Right, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I shall expect at the end of this probably to see your point of aim from the pattern, probably throwing the shot about 2/3 of the pattern high.
Right, okay. Live and learn.
Okay, let's see how we go first. We'll do it with a snap cap first, just so you do know the exact feel of it with a snap cap first.
Right.
I've got the snap cap here in my pocket, which is just a dummy cartridge, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
I check the barrel just automatically as I would normally, pop it into there. I'll hand you the gun actually, let you
Okay.
close it up, let you mount it in your own way. If you do anything wrong, I'll try and pick it
Right.
out from first.
And which one do you want me to
Okay,
go for?
shoot at the mark in the centre.
Right.
Just to start with. Okay. Now, when you've got the gun into your shoulder, you want to mount it just slightly above the mark,
Yeah.
come down through it, bring the gun right down to nearly to the bottom of the plate.
Yeah.
With the gun slowly moving, come up and shoot as you come into the mark,
As you
but
come
you
in.
are shooting with a moving gun.
Right.
And shoot with both eyes open. I notice you're closing your
I'm
right
flicking
eye
it closed,
there.
yeah.
Do keep it
Bang,
open.
and hit it on the way up.
Just very with the gun under control. So take the safety catch off now.
Right.
Come down and actually try it yourself. Let me just
Down.
watch what the gun's doing from behind you now.
Down to the bottom and bang.
Yep. Actually pull the trigger this time with the snap cap in there.
Fine,
once
you
more,
got
if
it.
would.
Okay.
Okay, look right then.
And down. Up and
Bang, that looked fine.
All
Okay,
right.
I should
Yeah.
try it once more with the snap cap in just so you can got it yourself. Right, once again, make sure we get that gun in the right place in your shoulder, not too high.
yeah,
That's fine. Okay, make sure it's straight so you haven't got that canting.
that's better. I hope. Down.
Down we go.
And
to the
whoops.
mark.
Up and bang.
Okay,
Right.
now I'm going to suggest let's try one with a cartridge in there
Okay.
this time if you would. Okay. Check the barrels are clear.
All clear.
Down.
There we go.
Close it up.
Close it. Safety.
Comfortably into your shoulder, not too high.
Try not to twist
So
it.
you're nice and comfortable. Just what we did below the mark and up to it.
Low, up.
Okay, that's fine. That's not too bad there. There wasn't too much of a snap.
Cool, I was convinced that was slightly below.
Yeah. See that just where it shoots that little bit higher there.
Yeah.
Shoot another one on exactly the same mark. We don't take any notice of one. There's no point whatsoever in taking a notice of one shot. We've got to paint quite a number of shots onto it.
Right.
Okay, once again, make certain you don't snatch the gun when you're pulling the trigger.
Right.
It wasn't too bad then.
Okay.
Keep your weight on your front foot. Nice and relaxed. Okay, and again.
Piling them up pretty consistently.
You can see it's fairly consistent and we're getting the right sort of picture.
Right.
Now you went high then, but that was you snatched it, so we must disregard that one out of the picture.
Okay.
Let's have one more. Make certain as you pull the trigger, that is the danger of shooting at a pattern plate. Of course, you're anticipating the recoil of the gun.
Got it.
You know, nice and controlled, and up to it. Okay, that's fine.
Right,
now let's just go and have a little closer look on the plate and we can see exactly where it is going.
Okay.
Liam, we actually always pattern the guns at 16 yards away. The reason for that, when we're checking for pattern, that is, or checking for gun fit, the reason for that is actually that with a 1/16th of an inch alteration in the measurements on the comb height,
right,
a 16 inch there, in theory, at 16 yards away, should make, in theory, and I add in theory, a 1 inch difference on the point of aim actually onto the pattern there.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah.
That is the reason why.
You can then measure the adjustments you need to make for the gun fit.
If I had to make any adjustments or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can see from the pattern that we have here, the actual mark was here. You can see it as we painted through. It's now just shooting what I wanted to see, about 2/3 of the pattern high.
Right. As far as I was concerned, I was on the target as I passed through it.
That would be ideal for shooting with a trap gun, for the target going away from you.
Right.
You can actually point the gun just into the bottom of the target, seeing the target, and pulling the trigger then. So the gun is shooting where you're looking, not where you're aiming. There is a difference. Or I say aiming, that is wrong of me. I should say pointing.
So the relationship between me and this gun, you're happy with that for trap shooting?
Yep.
Now, if I'd come down here and done that with my 325, what would you expect to be different?
Probably shot just slightly lower than that. Only a little bit, not a lot.
And that would be satisfactory for my sporting shooting?
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
That is more deliberate with trap shooting, more deliberate there. Also, you'll notice this is a fairly tight pattern.
Yeah.
You are shooting with 3/4 and full, or 3/4 plus choke on that. It's very, very tight. By shooting at 16 yards, again, it tells me where the centre of the pattern is going.
Right.
If you were solely shooting down the line, as I mentioned earlier, I would suggest having a little bit of choke out from the gun.
Right.
But that would have come in as a later part.
Okay. All right. What now?
Okay, I think what we do is we go up and we'll make them start actually on the layout.
Start on the base.
Okay, rightio. Liam, here we are. Now we're on our down the line layout. Basically, let me explain basically what a down the line layout is. We're actually standing here on number 3 position. There is 5 shooting positions. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. To shoot a round of down the line, you would actually shoot 5 targets off each peg, and then everybody would move, and hence the name down the line. So you would change down the line.
One shot at a time, alternatively, from the 5.
Correct.
But stay there for the 5.
But stay there for the 5, and then change after the 5.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So out there, 16 yards in front of us, is the trap house.
Right.
The trap is in there, and they can come at various angles, depending on what comes off the trap. The 3 basic birds is obviously a left, a straight, and a right bird.
Okay.
And for when we go into the lesson, I would teach you basically to shoot those 3 targets. The other ones within those are obvious, but those are the 3 angles that you can actually
Are they actually calculated, the intermediate ones, or is it as they come off the trap?
It's as they come off the trap. It is at random, completely at random, where the trap is cocking, where it is just at that moment in firing. But if we concentrate on the 3 basic principles, we'll be in the right place.
Good.
There.
Okay.
The actual target, when it comes out of the trap, will actually fly 50 to 55 yards. That's a regulation target.
Right.
And its target height should be between 8 and 10 foot high when it is 10 yards out of the trap house.
That's specific then?
That's specific. That's within the regulations of the Clay Pigeon Shooting Association regulations for shooting.
Okay.
Registered down the line targets.
Right.
Okay, so those are the basic principles of it. Before we start, we really ought to talk about footwork. And if I very quickly show you, for me as a right-hander, I know you're a left-hander, let me just show you the basic stance, if I may.
Okay.
You'll see we've actually got some lines drawn across here. They're only to help the basic principle of stance. For a right-handed shooter, if you take a nice comfortable position like that, with a straight line across your heels going through from the diagonal, from corner to corner. That's a good guide of remember how to stand down the line. Feet 9 inches to a foot apart, your toes basically pointing 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, within reason, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, within reason, what is comfortable for you there. You should favour your weight over your front foot, so you've got your weight onto your front foot and it is over there. Be careful you don't roll forward or roll onto the back foot, you very easily come off balance. And that's right for a right-handed shooter.
Okay.
Now if you'd like to come and let's set you up for a left-handed shooter.
Basically, I'm mirroring it. You seem to be slightly in advance of the centre point on the line as well.
Yes, you want to set yourself up so your body is more or less over the centre,
right,
the crossing point, so you're comfortable.
I'm with
you. If you want to stand a little bit either side, that's an individual choice, but that's a good way to start with.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now then, let's just get you to put the gun up into your shoulder so we can start just holding it where to point the gun, of course. There is various gun points on each stand, which I'll show as we go from stand to stand. You just close your gun up with nothing into the gun whatsoever now, and then just pop the gun up into your shoulder and see how you are there. You're standing a little bit too straight. You want to try and put more emphasis over there, so the more weight is just over the front of the body.
Okay.
And holding the gun there.
Do I keep my back foot flat on the ground still, or?
If you can. Some people like to raise it a little bit. I prefer to see people with both feet flat onto the ground.
Right.
Mind your canting problem that we explained when we were inside.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Now, the gun point position, you want to point the gun just over the top of the trap house and just right-handed of centre for number 3 peg. It will vary as we go around there.
So no cant, just right of centre.
Correct. When you're holding the fore end of the gun there, make certain you don't hold it too tight. A lot of people tend to hold it far too tight. You want to be comfortably into the right position.
Right.
Try and imagine your holding some eggs, I'm trying to explain to people.
Oh, yeah.
Firmly, but comfortable into the hand
Loosen
there.
it off.
This one coming round from there. Now that's a good starting position. It's probably making your arms ache a little bit.
I'm feeling it here specifically. So.
Take it down for a moment. Let's just have a little break for a moment and break your gun so we're keeping it broken all the time.
All right.
Okay.
Tendency, I'm finding myself sort of pushing forward into my sporting stance.
Yes, you don't want to be
with me?
over forward, but enough so your weight is biased over this leg.
Commit the
Anyway,
weight to
took
the
the back
front,
foot
then.
away, you're not going to fall over backwards.
Okay.
There. We're going to shoot a straight bird to start with. That's the easiest bird on the layout, going dead straight, going away from you. I'll just check that Graham, the trapper, he's already in there. Graham, are you ready in there to shoot a straight bird?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just get you to show me one now. It is, of course, released on a button here.
Gotcha.
It's a solenoid on the trap. So you call pull, I'll release the trap, and it goes away from you.
I'm with you.
Okay, but I'll just do it for this one, just to show it first. So we just come from there, eyes forward, here's the clay coming now, pull, and there it is, going straight away from us.
Gotcha.
Right, Liam, there we are, that's the target going now. We'll ask you to try and shoot one now.
Right.
For the purpose of the exercise, I would suggest that we're only going to shoot one barrel.
Right.
We find when I'm teaching people to shoot, it's much better to only fire one barrel than if we start firing two.
Top or bottom?
I would suggest fire the bottom arrow first, that's
Right.
normal. In down the line shooting, the point scoring is normally 3 for the first barrel kill and 2 for the second barrel kill. Let's worry about just shooting one barrel.
Once for 1 point. Right.
Okay, if I take your gun, you
Yep.
pop your ear muffs on
Okay.
before you load. That's right.
Warmer anyway.
Yeah. If you now load up on one, set yourself up from there, and we'll see if we can get you to break 1 or 2 of these down the line targets. Oh! There we are.
Okay.
Absolute superstar.
Nice
Right in the
start.
middle. Carry
No
on like
complaints
that.
about that. No complaints about that.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Try again. Let's hope we can keep them going like so.
Pull!
Okay. Now, all that happened there was you shot slightly over the top of it and slightly right. You actually anticipated the bird and moved the gun before you saw the bird.
Right.
Remember, see the bird. It's very, very important. You
Okay.
mustn't move to the clay invisible and shoot what you're looking at.
Shoot what I'm looking at.
Yep. Try it again. Okay. Are you ready?
Pull!
There we are. Lovely. Right in the right
Okay.
place. You let the clay go and you move to it.
Got it.
I noticed you're a little bit uncertain whether to shoot with one eye or
I'm
two eyes.
flicking away here, and sometimes I'm shutting it down. Yeah. I think it's still because I'm bouncing from the end of the gun to the trap house.
Try and force yourself to look out from there.
Right.
When we tested your eyes just now, we know very well that you have a left master eye.
Yes.
That is correct. You should be able to shoot with both eyes open. I know
Right.
you shoot sporting with both eyes open.
Yes.
Try not to put any preference on that. Keep looking out there.
Carry on doing it here.
If you would. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Keep your weight forward. Make sure you've got your weight forward.
Oh, yeah.
You there. That's
Okay.
better.
Oh!
That's very good.
That was smoother. I felt everything
fine.
to be a lot smoother on that one.
That was very good. I think we'll have to try one more straight bird, then we'll try an angle bird then.
Okay. Oh!
There we are, very good. Nothing wrong with that, you shot those very nicely.
Okay.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to suggest we're going to shoot some right-hand birds now.
Right.
So get them coming off the trap so they're going right. The extreme right-handed bird, see how you handle it
Okay.
from there.
No problem.
Okay.
Same position? Nothing
Exactly
changes.
the same position, exactly the same gun point.
Yeah.
Of course, you won't, in the real down-the-line competition or birds, you won't know where it's going, although we're teaching you to shoot them by the different angles.
Yeah.
So this time make sure you get it
Right out.
from there. Okay?
All right. Oh!
Now there we are. You were a little bit off balance. Did you notice yourself you came off balance there?
Yeah.
And you also went after the clay too early and snatched after it instead of swung after
I'm with
it.
you.
Always remember,
Yeah.
you must let the bird go from the trap house.
Yeah.
Your eyes are focused on it. Let your eye take the gun through it, come out through the target. Know that you've got out and you've got out in front of it, but don't try and measure off lead. Just know that the gun is flowing through it.
Right.
As you know you're in front of it, be committed and pull the trigger as soon as you can.
Okay. Right.
So try another one now.
Oh!
Okay. What you're doing is you're getting onto the bird and you're hesitating on the bird and trying to make certain of it.
Right, I'm with
So
you.
this next time,
Yes.
let the bird go out to it, be positive, and
Get on
the
with
gun
it.
and get on with it.
Right.
Don't quite too much hesitation.
Okay.
Don't rush the shot. Obviously, see it go, but a bit quicker to it.
Right.
Keeping your weight forward. That's it. Try not to flick that eye if you can.
Okay.
Oh! Okay. You're still hesitating when you get on it.
I'm struggling around up there. I felt over the top and everywhere.
And I believe you're coming back in to look at the sight on the gun to check where the gun is pointed.
Yes, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust yourself.
Yeah.
And pull the trigger. You are doing it right, but you're just checking the end of the gun.
Okay.
Try it again. So this time, onto it and shoot it, quicker than what you want to.
Oh!
There we are. And just hit the back edge off it
Just.
there. But
I'm
you
with
see,
it.
that's where you attack the clay
Yeah.
rather than being cautious.
I was convinced I was behind.
Yep.
But I was nearly there, wasn't I? on
That was
one?
the gun speed taking that through.
Yeah.
Always on shooting down the line target, you must attack the clay, you must be committed to the shot.
Right.
If you hesitate or you try to be protective, you start to hesitate and you miss the clay.
You'll miss.
Yep.
Okay.
So try another one, just keeping your weight forward that little bit more.
Right.
Fine. Now this time, attack the clay.
Oh!
Lovely. And that was a lovely shot that killed that right in the middle from there.
Lovely.
That's
Okay.
ideal for those right-hand targets. I think now perhaps we'll try some left-hand targets. If we
Should
will.
I find left ones any easier with the left eye or not? Or is that a fallacy?
It's a fallacy. Some
Yeah.
people say yes, some people say no. Quite
Right.
honestly, it's down to your own confidence.
Got it. Okay. Same position? Nothing
Exactly the
changes?
same position. Your target pickup point is the same, except the bird's now going left-handed.
Right out.
Exactly the same. Let it go, push to it, and shoot the target with an accelerating gun. There we are. Nice and comfortable. Right.
Oh!
I'll have to say that
Stopped
was
again,
my fault then. I was a little bit slow in
Was it
pressing the
you?
button.
Ah, that's okay.
It's
I
a
felt
typical
myself
thing that
go,
you might get.
Stop on it.
Yeah,
So
my hand was going back in the pocket and I
Yeah.
missed the button, to be honest.
it's
so-
cold out, yeah?
So I'll take the blame for that one, not you.
Fair enough, then. Oh!
Lovely shot. Right in the middle. Look,
Okay.
made that look very simple then.
That was very That was very pleasurable.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
right in the
that
right
shot.
place then.
Yeah.
And again.
Oh!
So you moved before you saw the target. We have
Right.
pull and was gone. Let the clay go and chase what you're seeing.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Try it once again.
There's a tendency to anticipate it because I know that you're being kind to me and letting me know that it's going to go left. So
You must let the clay go. If you think about it,
yeah,
you cannot shoot anything you can't see.
very true.
Of course, you don't know exactly where it's going to. You must see it go away from the trap. And once you've seen it, you're going to accelerate through it with a nice, smooth, accelerating gun.
Oh!
Lovely. Now that hit that clay right in the middle there.
Lovely.
That was nice on that particular one there.
Good feeling.
You're nice and comfortable.
Okay.
But that's very quickly, is just sort of from number 3 peg there. What I suggest we do, we started on 3, we then go to number 4 peg. Obviously, as we go in there, the basic angles of the targets that we've shot will now be different. Although there'll be a straightaway, a right bird,
Yes.
and a left bird, the angles in between them will be slightly different.
Do they get any harder by that basis, or is it?
Some people would argue that some of the angle birds get a little bit harder.
Right.
As they get on to shoot, you get more confidence there.
Right.
But by doing it this way, you do learn every angle that you're going to get.
Gotcha.
Of course, we're now moving those few extra yards that way. The straight bird that was straight from here is now going to be just off, going slightly right-handed.
Okay, and the left-hand bird, paradoxically, will become straighter.
Correct. That's correct. So it varies as we go a little bit. So we now move on to
Go that way. Okay.
Okay.
Ian took me on through pegs 4, 5, 1 and 2, coaching me with that confidence-building, gradual technique that has made him without doubt the best shooting coach in the country. Small wonder, as for many years he represented his country at international level and now manages the Great Britain shooting team. Always allowing me to shoot straight birds, right-handers and then left-handers so that I could become confident at the targets before learning on a trap that would throw clays at random, he helped me appreciate and understand the various birds and possible difficulties at down the line. With the aid of a camera mounted on the gun, after the lesson, we were able to get out of the wind and repair to the clubhouse at Chatcombe Estate Shooting School, and Ian analysed the best methods for all the various possible birds, the correct gun starting positions, and perhaps most useful of all, the mistakes we can all make.
Straight bird from peg 3. Note the recommended gun hold position for this peg. Notice also how I hold the gun still until I see the bird. Right bird from peg 3. I see the bird, then accelerate the gun into the bird and pull the trigger as the gun passes the bird. Peg 3, the left bird. Nice smooth swing and the clay is hit right in the middle of the pattern. Straight away from peg 4. Notice the gun hold position for peg 4. Be positive and pull the trigger as soon as the gun gets to the bird. Peg 4, right bird. The bird leaves the trap, the gun is held still until a positive and visual eye contact with the bird is achieved. Then the gun accelerates to the bird. Do not rush the shot. Keep it smooth. Notice the perceived lead picture. A lovely shot. The left bird from peg 4, which is now a straightaway. See the bird away and then move straight to it and fire. Peg 5. Note the gun hold position for this peg. Straight away from the trap, gun smoothly to the bird and fires as you get to it. Peg 5, right bird. Clay leaves the trap, gun accelerates into the bird. Notice the perceived lead, then the follow through. Peg 5, left bird, now becomes a straightaway. Gun moves to the bird and the trigger is pulled as soon as the gun comes to the bird. Peg 1, note the gun hold position, just off the left-hand corner of the trap house, straight away from the trap. Let the bird out, obtain a good eye contact, follow the line of the bird and pull the trigger as you pass the bird and follow through. Peg 1, right-hand bird, now a straightaway from the peg. Watch the gun go smoothly to the bird and the target breaks. Peg 1, left-hand bird, make sure the bird is clearly seen and good eye contact obtained. Gun must be held still until the bird is seen. Swing the gun to the bird and pull the trigger as the gun goes through the bird. Peg 2, note the gun hold position for this peg, just inside the left corner of the trap house. Let the bird out, move to it and fire as the gun goes through the bird. Peg 2, right bird, now a straightaway. Hold the gun still until a good eye contact is obtained, then a good smooth line to the target. Peg 2, left bird. Let the bird leave the trap house. Gun accelerates through the bird and the trigger is pulled with a positive decision. Now let's look at some of the common errors. Moving the gun the wrong way. This is a classic way of the bird being missed because the shooter has not obtained good eye contact with the bird before moving the gun. A lot of down the line birds are missed because the gun is not held still until a good eye contact is obtained. Anticipating. This again is moving the gun before the bird is clearly seen. As you can see, it normally causes a miss in front. Sometimes the shooter stops the gun and misses the bird behind. Snatch. A snatch is often caused by a shooter not having the confidence to let the bird out. It can be caused by holding the gun too tight also. Missing over the top can be caused by the following reasons. 1. Head lifting. 2. Rushing the shot. 3. Looking at the gun or the foresight. 4. Misreading the bird. These are just some of the errors that would cause a miss over the top of the clay. Now we've looked at the common errors in shooting down the line. Obviously having good technique is very important and one must always try to achieve a sound technique. Once one has a sound technique in down the line, it does become slightly easier to break the target, but at the end of the day you must have the commitment and the want to win. Now let's just have a look at the gun hold positions again. You'll notice on peg 3 I suggested to hold the gun to the right of centre. This is because with the trap situated in the middle of the trap house, you must remember that the clay will come off the arm to the right of centre. So that is why I suggest to always hold on peg 3 in the middle of the trap house. When you then move on to 4 and 5, you want to favour the extreme angle bird, this being the right hand bird on 4 and 5, so you move farther off the trap house for each one. Again, when you go back onto 1 and 2, you then come to the left hand side of the trap house, favouring the sharp bird, which is the left hand bird.
Right, moment of truth, Ian.
Right, there we are now. We're going to shoot a full 25 now, Liam, if we can.
Okay.
Okay, 2 barrels, kills to count. We shoot them on 3 and 2.
Right.
Just shoot them as though you're shooting ordinary. Completely at random, you don't know where they're going.
Okay.
Okay, so just shoot them like the real thing.
Second barrel bit might take a bit of getting used to. Right. Right over on this side. Pull!
No bird.
Ah. Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I was just about to get
when you're
scrawled
ready,
out of the
start
box
again.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Can I have the 3 points anyway?
Pull! Okay, that was okay. That was nice. There we are. Hit that one right in the middle then.
A good start. I've got to just now clear out all the, if it didn't go that way, it's going to go somewhere else. But because it went that way, it'll go somewhere else, etc. stuff.
Remember, keep a good mind out there.
Yeah.
Look into the target pickup point.
Pick up the air.
See it and shoot it.
Pull!
Nicely.
Okay.
Well done.
Pull!
Well done. That's nice.
Pull!
Don't forget you can now shoot the second barrel at them.
I can. I had all the time in the world to do it,
Yes,
didn't I?
yep, yep. Remember the second barrel counts for 2 points there.
Right.
Okay, so that's just the one miss from there.
Okay.
That's okay.
Pull!
Classic point there. Called pull, went that way,
Yep.
came back
Absolutely.
again.
I
Moved.
can almost feel that sweep through the sky.
Yeah, absolutely there. Classic point there. See it and
Right.
shoot it. You can't see anything without seeing it away and moving to it.
Got it. So
Okay.
that's 3
So then-
on 3 and 9.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's the way. And move on through to peg 2.
And forget
So
all
really
about
keep-
everything that happened at number 1.
Yep, exactly the same.
Pull!
No word. Call again.
And I can put in my second cartridge.
Yes.
Pull!
Nice shot. Well done. That was nice.
Pull! Pull!
Don't forget that second barrel in.
Oh,
just
right,
a thing,
yeah,
remember to
God.
just keep it going into it.
That's going to take training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh!
Snatched again at that one. That left-hand bird still anticipated too much.
Okay. Oh!
You're too slow. You're watching the end of the gun.
Right.
Just go into it and shoot it. Don't try and make certain of
I
it.
can feel myself bouncing from out there back to the gun and back
Yes,
out again.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This went straight to it and shoot it. Don't hesitate.
Right. Oh!
Lovely. Right, that's nice.
All right with the straight.
Yeah, that was all right. Okay, on to the
All
next
right.
peg now.
Am I allowed to walk from peg to peg?
You can
Is it
walk
in
from
there?
peg to peg with a cartridge in there. That
Yeah.
is okay. Yeah, if you want to, on a real competition, you just move around. That
would.
is okay. But when you walk around the back, then
Yeah.
you want to unload it.
Number 5 to 1, pull it
Correct.
out. Okay. And the chalk lines to remind me again.
Yep. You find that a good tip using an imaginary straight line through?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I've drawn it in my head on the previous
Yep.
two, so. 1, 2. Let's try and remember. I've got a second barrel. Oh!
Okay, killed that one all right.
I was going, oh, goody, it's a straight one as it came out. You know.
Ben, sit.
Oh!
Nicely. Hey, one of your favourite right-hand birds there.
Oh,
and
no, I
killed it
didn't even
lovely.
think about that one, Ian.
Ah,
Did
there you
not
are,
even
you
think
see.
about it.
Shot it natural.
Yeah. Oh!
Nicely.
Oh! Oh!
Just a
Oh,
little
I
slow
tried.
there. A little bit too slow on it.
Yeah.
That was only one missed on that peg. That wasn't
Yeah.
too bad.
I nearly got excited, thought I was going to get all 5
Yeah.
there from it.
Never mind.
And number 4. I thought I was going to do all 5 of those, Ian.
Yeah, never mind. That was just a little bit of lack of concentration there to finish with. Remember, see that bird away.
Okay. Now, to the right, the area. Ho! I thought it was going to be a no bird. I really did on that one.
did.
So,
That was ideal then.
Right,
Good start.
ho!
Nice shot. Right in the right place.
It's a great satisfaction when they just completely disappear,
Yes.
isn't it? Ho!
Yes.
Ho!
Nicely.
I pat myself for that one. That was a good shot, that.
Yeah. Shot that well.
The wind's vicious.
Yeah, you're just about to stop it. Breaks your concentration.
Thank
It
God.
doesn't win like that.
I think if it was 4 stone lighter, I wouldn't
Yeah.
feel the effects of that. Ho!
Shot.
I think that's probably the best right-hander I've
Yeah,
done
you
today.
killed that right in
Yeah.
the right place.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Is that the 5?
That's a 5. Ideal, that.
Ever onwards.
Yeah, that's it. On to the next peg now.
Ho!
Killed that with a second barrel then.
I did.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yep, well
I
done.
thought so. I nearly stopped the shot and I suddenly remembered I could
Yes,
use the thing.
yeah, no, that was
and
good.
In fact, there's still a lot of time to hit it with the second bird, isn't there?
Plenty of time. You're just keeping it nice and smooth.
Yeah. Ho!
One of your favourite full right-handers.
Oh, God, it's...
Never mind. You're
Doom
still
and
trying to
gloom,
make
that
a
is.
bit much of those.
Yeah.
Still just go through them.
Right. I thought if I put all the lead in the sky at once, somewhere it might fall into the pattern, you know. Ho!
that wind's got a little stronger, you
just
know,
a little
between round having a
with
cup
that
of
one.
tea.
Yeah. Right, 2 to go. Whoa!
Lovely. That was okay.
I didn't get any curve in that one.
Yep,
So.
that was okay.
Whoa!
Lovely. Right in the middle there to finish.
Oh, nice to finish on a straight.
There we are.
I'd been a little choked if it was going off to the
Yeah,
right.
no,
but I
that
suppose here, the right is almost,
Correct.
or it is less of a right. No, it's
No.
more of a right.
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
Surely
it is
it's
when it
true.
comes onto the right bird there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that was dancing into my head a bit as I was sort of coming around there is, unlike the Olympic trap where you're shooting, or you're taking one shot and then moving on, you have, in fact, you take your shot and then you're going to stand there quietly while 4 other people
Yes.
attend to theirs for, what, up to a minute or something? What do you do?
Well, what you really want to do is to use and pick out something, and I personally pick out empty cartridge cases because I nearly always
Right.
on the ground,
Yeah.
and I force myself to look down onto the ground and make certain I'm
So you're
looking at
taking
the
no
cartridge
notice
case.
of the
No
others
notice,
at all. You're
I'm
not impressed or unimpressed, you just switch it
No.
off.
Many times I can go and shoot and I couldn't even tell you who I'm on the squad with.
Right.
You know, just
yeah.
not interested in other people. There's only one person that matters. That's
Yes.
you.
Right.
And that's the most important thing to think. You're out there for your shooting and your enjoyment
Gotcha.
and your benefit.
Yeah.
So keep your head down, keep concentrating there, and forget everybody else who's on the squad there.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so
Right.
you can just help in your concentration.
Walk off the stand with an empty gun.
Absolutely. And that's what you should do. And always remember a little tidbit. Just remember, you're only ever going to shoot that play that you're about to shoot once in your lifetime. So you may as well make it count.
Yeah.
Keep concentrating on that time. Make it happen.
Each one is an individual experience. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great
You can only
game,
shoot
yeah.
it once.
Great
But there you are.
game.
It's
I like
something.
that. It is very different from the sporting, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And it's very, very satisfying. You can have a lot of fun,
Yeah.
have a lot of satisfaction in doing it. But it's all down to you. You're
Right.
the person who's pulling the trigger. You're the person who's responsible for the gun, for the safety, and for your own enjoyment. So go out there and enjoy it.
That's it. Initially, it seemed to me so much faster than sporting shooting, but in actual fact, it seems to have as much time to respond to the clay
Yes.
as I do on driven targets.
Yes, you have got a lot more time than what you think. Much more time than what you think. Well, you shot well today. You've shot 18 out of 25. There's no reason why you can't go on and build out of that. It won't be very long before you'll be shooting 25 straight. Set yourself targets, you shoot 25, 50, and I'm sure within a couple of years' time from now, you'll have shot 100 straight.
Good.